Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. He's a leader unlike any other, sparking both fierce loyalty and intense criticism. Some say there's no one in history quite like him, but what if that's not true? Before we dive into the parallels, let's rewind to ancient China, a land in total chaos. It's the Warring States period, a time when 7 rival kingdoms constantly fought for dominance. Think of it as a historical Wild West, where warlords ruled by force and alliances shifted as fast as the wind. Enter Qin Shi Huang, a young ruler with ambition burning in his veins. He wasn't just another king trying to survive, he had a vision. Using ruthless military strategy and bold political reforms, he began dismantling the old feudal system, determined to unite China under one rule. By 221 BC, after years of brutal warfare and shifting alliances, he did the impossible. He conquered all 7 states and declared himself the first emperor of China. But uniting the land wasn't enough. He wanted control, order, and a single national identity. So he standardized everything: currency, laws, weights, measures, even the writing system, to erase regional differences and enforce unity. And then there was the Wall, one of the most ambitious projects in history. To protect his empire from northern invaders, he ordered the construction of the early Great Wall of China. At the same time, his iron-fisted rule brought strict laws, heavy censorship, and the infamous burning of books, all to maintain his grip on power. But here's the real question. What does any of this have to do with Donald Trump? Well, more than you might think. Power. Absolute, unquestioned power. Qin Shi Huang didn't just unite land, he united minds. When he took the throne, China was a chaotic mess. Feudal lords ran their own territories, answered to no one, and kept the nation weak. Qin had a different plan. One ruler, one system, one law. First, he crushed the feudal system. Nobles lost their hereditary power. Local rulers, stripped of their private armies. Instead, Qin installed state-appointed officials, loyal only to him. No challengers, no divided allegiances, just a centralized empire. But power isn't just about laws and officials, it's about shaping the way people think. Qin enforced a single legal code, wiping out regional differences. He standardized writing so everyone used the same script, making trade, governance, and communication seamless. It wasn't just efficiency, it was identity. One people, one nation, one ruler? And resistance? Not an option. Book burnings, executions. Any ideology that didn't align with Qin's vision was erased. Brutal? Absolutely. Effective? Without a doubt. He built a unified China, but at the cost of intellectual freedom and diversity. Now, jump ahead 2,000 years. Different era, same impulse. Donald Trump's presidency from 2017 to 2021 was all about consolidation of economy, policy, and national identity. One of his biggest moves? Redefining trade. He replaced NAFTA with the USMCA, slapped tariffs on foreign imports, especially from China, and pushed for American manufacturing. The goal? An economy that wasn't at the mercy of global forces, his version of Qin's standardization. Then came immigration and deregulation, tightening borders, prioritizing domestic industries, and stripping away bureaucratic constraints. His no-nonsense leadership earned fierce loyalty from his supporters, setting the stage for a second term few predicted. And today? His policies still focus on national strength, identity, and self-reliance, echoing Qin's centralized control. So here's the question. Does strong leadership bring unity, or does it come at too high a cost? Centralized power creates order, but history warns us it can also stifle dissent and fuel resistance. Let's talk about walls. Literal walls. Qin Shi Huang wasn't just about laws and order, he wanted a physical line of defense. His Great Wall wasn't just a military barrier, it was a statement of power. He mobilized hundreds of thousands of laborers, peasants, soldiers, convicts, to haul massive stone blocks across China's unforgiving terrain. The conditions were brutal. Countless workers perished. But for Qin, this wasn't just about security. The wall was a symbol, a testament to China's unity under his rule. Fast forward to modern times, and we find another leader building a wall, this time on the US-Mexico border. During his first term, Donald Trump made border security a defining issue. He argued that the wall was necessary to curb illegal immigration, protect jobs, and uphold national security. Supporters saw it as a way to protect American interests. Critics called it divisive. But much like Qin's Great Wall, Trump's border project wasn't just a physical barrier, it was a political symbol, reinforcing his vision of sovereignty and control. Today, the debate continues. Does a wall truly ensure national security, or does it deepen division? Qin's wall was meant to fortify China, yet it also drained resources and cost countless lives. Trump's border policies stirred fierce debate. Some say they safeguarded jobs and security, while others argue they alienated communities and strained international relations. So, what do you think? Can walls really unify a nation, or do they build more barriers than they break? Let's talk about money. Qin Shi Huang wasn't just about brute force. He had a vision to reshape China's economy from the inside out. Back then, different regions used their own currencies and measurement systems. It was a mess. Trade was chaotic, taxes were inconsistent, and construction was inefficient. So, Qin fixed it. He introduced a standardized currency, the Banliang coin, making transactions smoother and tax collection easier. He also unified weights and measurements, ending endless disputes and making trade and infrastructure projects way more efficient. But Qin didn't stop there. He controlled key industries like salt and iron, ensuring stable supplies and state-controlled pricing, an ancient version of economic regulation. His goal? A self-sufficient empire where the economy served the state, not the other way around. Fast forward to today, and we see another leader using economic control as a tool: Donald Trump. Instead of standardization, Trump's weapon of choice, tariffs. During his presidency, he slapped major tariffs on imports, especially from China, to protect American manufacturing and cut trade deficits. And now, he's doubling down, threatening a 25% tariff on Canadian goods and even a 200% tariff on European wine. His strategy: pressure trade partners into better deals and put America first. So how do they compare? Qin standardized everything to unify an empire, harsh but effective. Trump's tariffs are more reactionary, designed to shake up trade relationships and protect domestic industries. One built an economic system from scratch, the other is reshuffling the global economy. But here's the real question. Will Trump's tariffs leave a lasting impact, or will they be just another short-term trade war? What do you think? Now, let's talk about immigration and social control, topics as controversial today as they were in ancient times. Qin Shi Huang didn't have immigration policies like we do, but make no mistake, he controlled who and what existed within his empire. Regional differences? Erased. Language, customs, even clothing? Standardized foreign ideas? Banned. Books? Burned. Dissent? Crushed. His goal? Total unity. The cost? Intellectual freedom and cultural diversity vanished under his rule. Fast forward to today, and Donald Trump has taken a hardline approach in a different way. Travel bans, mass deportations, and strict border controls all aim to define who belongs in America. His latest push? Immediate deportation of immigrants labeled as criminals. Supporters say it affects American culture and security. Critics argue it unfairly targets individuals and turns immigration into a human rights issue. So, what's the impact? Qin's policies unified China, but at the cost of diversity and free thought. Trump's policies have reshaped immigration laws and energized his base, but they've also deepened social divides and sparked global backlash. At their core, both leaders sought to tighten national identity and control. Qin did it through absolute rule and forced conformity. Trump does it through policy and political messaging. One shaped an empire. The other is steering a modern superpower through an era of deep polarization. So, here's the big question. What do you think Trump's long-term immigration legacy will be? Now, let's talk efficiency. Qin didn't just conquer, he restructured. He created a centralized bureaucracy, streamlined decision-making, and put loyalists in charge, often at the expense of merit. The result? A more efficient empire, but with absolute control and little room for dissent. Trump's approach? Cut the red tape. He's pushed to trim government spending and modernize operations, what he calls eliminating bureaucratic bloat. A bold example? The Dodge program, a high-profile initiative led by Elon Musk to reduce federal costs using Silicon Valley-style efficiency. But here's the real question. Can slashing bureaucracy actually make government work better, or does it just create new chaos? Both leaders prioritize speed and efficiency. Qin's top-down rule quickly unified a fractured empire, but it came with heavy casualties and stifled innovation. Trump's and Musk's attempts to streamline government have won praise from supporters but drawn sharp criticism. Some say they're shaking up outdated systems. Others warn they're dismantling safeguards built over centuries. So what's the real cost of radical reform? Decisive action can bring order, fast. But history shows it can also backfire, leading to instability, backlash, and unintended consequences. Here's the big question. Can a system built over centuries be reformed overnight, or does it just replace one kind of chaos with another? Qin Shi Huang unified China, but at a brutal cost. Visionary? Yes. Tyrant? Absolutely. In today's world, Donald Trump is just as polarizing. His supporters see bold leadership, his critics see division and authoritarianism. So here's some big questions. Does strong leadership always come at the price of freedom? Can unity ever justify the cost? Is centralized power a necessary evil, or the first step toward oppression? These debates never really end. Ancient rulers and modern leaders face the same dilemma, and their choices shape history. In the end, Qin and Trump, separated by thousands of years, have more in common than you'd think. Their legacies force us to rethink what leadership really means. Who will history remember as the true reformer? And who will be seen as the strong man? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if you learned something new. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives that challenge everything you thought you knew. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning the status quo.